this shit. Got my fucking stomach in, never eat a fucking again. Better pray for all my sin, I don't feel no pain again. Fucking quit, got my fucking stomach in, I don't need a fucking again. Suffer now for all my sin, never feel no pain again. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Waking up like I ain't broke. All I need's a fucking smoke. While I fucking walk, drink another fucking coke. Food just make me wanna choke. Got my stomach out like smoke. No, that's not a fucking joke. Clear my plate, I'd rather croak. Extra shit like a bad plot. Mentally, all I do is rot. Feels like I've been fucking shot. Fuck this life, I only set my lot. Why so fat? Why so fat? You so ugly, got no tats. Why so fat? Why so fat?
Now you feel just like a man.
If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Feel so nauseous, I can't eat. All I want's to fucking sleep. Caught it out, that's not a leap. I won't, so I'd rather weep. Fuck this shit, I don't know why. Makes me wanna fucking die. All I do is fucking cry. You won't see me eye to eye. I ain't hungry, eat no steak. Want no bake for your cake. Fuck them bitches, they all fake.
They just judge him on a snake.
Bile in my throat when I see a fucking note. I don't want fucking choke. All I need's an antidote. When I die, so she wrote. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Nothing, yo. I'm nothing. I'm nothing, y'all. What up? Oh, fuck. Okay. What's up, y'all? Welcome. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. Nothing indeed. We are all nothing. We're all nothing in this crazy, fucked up, anarchistic fucking universe. Entropy is real, y'all. And, we're all doomed. We're all doomed. Damn right. Fuck hopium. This is the doomer stream, yo. The fucking doomer stream. In honor of Jimmy Dore, yo. Hell yeah. Doomerisms all day. I got my first Patreon. I got my first patron, and people say violence doesn't accomplish a thing. Damn right, yo. Damn right. I should try that too, honestly. I should wait. I really should. There we go. Guys, here's the deal. I need y'all to join my Patreon, and I'm no longer asking. I'm no longer asking, y'all. Join my goddamn Patreon. Become a fucking patron. Or else. Okay? Or else what? Exactly. Exactly. There you go. It's just $2, y'all. $2. $2, and it gets you private shows and archive of old private shows and some sneak peeks of some new songs I'm working on, yo. In fact, I've been writing a new verse. I've been writing I guess I'll call it Lord's Will Part 2, okay? And it's gonna be dope. Gonna be dope. I think I'm gonna premiere it on my next patron show. I'm gonna try anyway. I'm gonna do the verse live for anyone who's fucking watching, yo. That if that's not a reason to go give me $2, I don't know what is. But if you still need reasons, TJ TJ. What? TJ. Just TJ. There you go. I have private shows with TJ in them. Actually, the first private show is TJ, and it was a dope show. We got drunk. It was fun. Also, the Jamie versus Jay streams, dude, where I comment on my old content. The last couple shows I did that. They're pretty. Who is Lord Swill? No, Lord's Will 2. Lord's Will 2, dude. Because I called my first freestyle. It's more of a freestyle style song. I called it Lord's Will. And I mean, I used to go by Lord Darké back then, so that's why it was called Lord's Will. And I mean, Lord Darké is still a character that is going to be very prominent in my raps, in my upcoming rap album. So yeah, dude, Lord's Will Part 2 coming soon. Best part about that shit, I don't even need a beat made for it. I don't even care. I'ma just do it. I'll do it. Fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live, yo. But not today, because y'all didn't pay me. Fuck yeah. But speaking of paying me, also, it gets you access to priority call-in room where and we're gonna be doing call-ins tonight, guys. We're gonna be looking at some shit. We're gonna be looking at a couple items, and then we're gonna go to call-ins. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And if you're a patron, you can go in the patron call-in room and you get priority. So that's pretty dope. But I'm not going to be going in the call-in room just yet because I want to look at a couple things first. I want to address some stuff. Want to talk about some stuff. Because there's some stuff being talked about that we got to address. And look, if anyone... And by the way, I'm not going to argue with the chat, okay, for these segments. I'm not going to argue with the chat. You guys can feel free to say what you want to say in there, but if y'all want to argue with me, call in, okay? I'm gonna save the arguments for people who call in. Okay. Anyway, what is this? Yeah, we'll look at that after. What? No, I don't want to fucking subscribe. Fuck you, Washington Post. God damn it. I fucking hate the Washington Post. Whatever. You know what? We're going to look at this first anyway. Gonna look at this shit first. Hells yeah. Okay. So we got some lovely shit. Lovely shit, dude. Remember when Lefties were given Crystal Ball shit for signal boosting and downplaying the fascism of and just pretty much simping for Tucker Carlson? Well, honestly, yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen a Jimmy Dore Tucker crossover. Maybe we have. I don't know. I haven't been paying much attention. But what, you want to see an argument? I want to see an argument go like, do you know what I think? Fuck what the fuck you just said. Do you? Sure. I respectfully disagree. Yeah, dude, we need respectful disagreement. That's what we need. Respectfully disagree situation. Okay. So let's have a look at this. So y'all know I don't like Jimmy Dore. Y'all know. Oh, y'all know that don't got a lot of respect for this dude. Don't think he's all that good. But you know what? I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I do. I really fucking do. It's hard. It's hard sometimes. But if someone I disagree with says shit that I think is good, you know, I'll agree with them. And I guess you could be charitable and say, well, that's just what Jimmy Dore is doing here. But I think that this entire discussion is one that's like really dumb to be having in the first place. So seeing supposed lefties jump on it, Yeah, I guess we'll just jump right into it. Okay. Let's take a look, guys. Take a quick peek.
Well, last night we played you tape from the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, admitting that his campaign of censorship against Donald Trump really applies to you. And it's just the beginning. He made that clear in this video from Project Veritas.
We are focused on one account right now, but this is going to be much bigger than just one account, and it's going to go on for much longer than this day, this week. I don't.
Oh no, so damning. There's more than just one account that's posting dangerous, insightful, not insightful, sorry, violence inciting, conspiracy theory rhetoric that needs to be taken care of, other than just, wow, yeah, so fucking damning. You know, I'm so sick of these right-wingers. Like, anytime something about free speech is brought up, anytime someone is silenced, no matter what the reason, they don't care the reason, but as long as it's someone on their side and they've been silenced, it's like, oh my god, what a controversy, oh my god, what a fucking terrible... Why is only 1/10 of the screen showing the video? I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know. This is some Project Veritas shit. Which, by the way, another thing to note, fucking Project Veritas, less than zero credibility. And I'm honestly, like, astounded that Fox News would even dare to show some fucking Project Veritas shit, because they don't have a lot of credibility either, but they have a hell of a lot more than fucking Project Veritas, basically just a fucking a fucking Nazi propaganda network. Like, fucking insane. It's sad when a YouTube stream has better editing than a cable news network. Well, no, I don't think that's it's whoever leaked this video. I don't care. I don't care. It's just a video, and I'm more interested in the content, which people seem to think is super damning. Oh my god, Jack said they're banning more than one Yeah, see, they don't care about the context. It's just people are getting banned, therefore bad. And there's a lot of people, it doesn't matter, they're not on the right or the left. They're just people that the minute they hear censorship, they start losing their shit. They start freaking the fuck out. Oh my god, censorship, First Amendment, guys. Even though the First Amendment doesn't apply to fucking private companies. And, you know, I find it funny too, because the conservatives are the ones that are always wanting to give private companies more free reign to do whatever they want. Except when it involves silencing them. Except when it involves silencing their fucking violent hate speech. Then it's like, oh my god, fucking free speech. We need our, like. But it's okay if fucking companies use child slave labor overseas, or dump fucking chemicals in our lakes and oceans and shit. So already we've established these people are not consistent. But yeah, I don't, look, when it comes to the censorship discussion, my question is, what's being censored and why? That's important. I don't care, like, fuck these free speech absolutists, these free speech extremists. Hey, I don't like extremism, motherfucker. I ain't no extremist, and I think free speech extremists are just as batshit as any other brand of extremist. Okay? So, yeah, there's fucking limits, motherfuckers. There's fucking limits. And you know what? Again, Trump would have been banned a hell of a long fucking time ago if he were anyone else. And you know what? The fact that this shit boiled over the way it did proves that he should have been, along with these fucking QAnon conspiracy accounts spreading verifiable lies, okay? Like demonstrably fucking provable lies. They are lies. Just like Project Veritas. But it doesn't matter, because people on the right and supposedly on the left will come together and say, no censorship ever. No censorship ever, guys. Never. Not once. For no reason should anyone ever be silenced ever. Really? Really? I really do think some of y'all forget what the internet was like 15 years ago. Everyone thinks it was some amazing fucking Wild West of ideas being shared and people being able to just be free. Everyone was free, you know? Yeah, free to bully all the fucking minorities they want. Free to fucking be raging fucking homophobic, misogynistic, transphobic racists and post that kind of shit like on the daily. Free to bully a fucking disabled black trans person off of YouTube. I mean, god fucking damn. Think of the fucking trans people that have been bullied off YouTube just in the last 4 fucking years. Remember Milo? The non-binary person that everyone fucking lost their shit about because, oh my god, he thinks he doesn't have a gender and they don't think there's more than 2 gender. Fucking insane. Oh yeah, but it's only the right. It's only the left that uses the ability to silence others who they don't like. Get out of here. Fucking bullshit.
I believe this is going away anytime soon. And the moves that we're making today around QAnon, for instance, is one such example of a much broader approach that we should be looking at and going deeper on.
They should.
This is gonna be
there's nothing. By the way, I love how they've been like playing around that clip, like, oh my god, look how damning, Twitter exposed. This is only like Twitter exposed if, again, you're one of these free speech extremists that think there's fucking no limit to what you can say, and think that terms of service shouldn't exist. Fuck off. There's a reason terms of service exist, and you know what? Like the kind of violence that was incited at the Capitol, that shit, fucking. That shit's why. It's a good example of why we need fucking checks and balances. We need rules. Okay? A society needs rules. I'm sorry. We can't just have a society where people are allowed to say and do whatever the fuck they want. Okay? And when we have malicious fucking accounts, I'm sorry, these QAnon people, it's not about your freedom anymore, okay? You are hurting people. And you know what? The whole QAnon conspiracy, this is the fucked up thing, because a lot of these people are mentally ill, really fucking like far gone, need like serious help. Serious medical help, and they're on YouTube being fucking baited by this absolute fucking batshit insane conspiracy theory that is bringing a lot of them to violence. And if anyone thinks that like the shit that happened at the Capitol the other day is as far as it's gonna go, and like, it wasn't that bad, guys, stop worrying. No, it's not. And you know what? It could, and probably imagine if Trump was still on fucking Twitter right now. I don't think the riots would have stopped. And by the way, they're already planning on storming the Capitol again. There's been talk of storming the Capitol on the 17th and on the 20th. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what fucking happens. If anything super interesting happens on Sunday, me and Chess might do a stream. Maybe. But yeah, the fucking... You can't be able to just throw out a fucking bomb into our society and then like not have consequences come back on you when shit goes bad. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's limits to free speech, just like you're not allowed to yell bomb on an airplane. You're not allowed to fucking... Like, dude, this is the thing. I know a lot of people think, oh, this is just a difference of opinion. No, this has been proven false. There's no voter fraud. In fact... Remember my story the other day, guys? There's actual proof that there's been voter fraud on the part of the Republicans. As always, by the way, They're the ones that do this constantly. They are the ones that fucking set this precedent. They're the ones that commit voter fraud constantly because they have no morals, and then try to project it onto us. Because, of course, if they're doing it, we must be doing it too. Think of how low they view us and how high they view themselves. They don't believe they're doing anything wrong. They sure as fuck think that we would be willing to sink that low. Trump is absolutely trying to do a coup in this country, okay? Trump is absolutely trying to seize power. And this shit has been allowed to go on for too long. I said the QAnon shit needed to be banned months ago. Months ago. But it was too fucking politicized. It was too... You know what? Maybe it was Trump. Maybe that's what they were worried about. Maybe they were worried about Trump coming after them. You know? Because goddamn, if I wasn't the only one to see this shit coming, I don't know. I wasn't, by the way. A lot of people were fucking saying this shit. A lot of people were saying this garbage is fucking dangerous. It's dangerous, and it's gonna spark some shit, and we need to be careful. Trump is a fascist, and his followers are fascists. So that's it. You break the rules on Twitter, you signal violence, or you start spreading fucking misinformation. I'm sorry. Learn to dog whistle better, I guess. You right-wingers that like to pretend you're so amazing at dog whistling. Anyway, let's watch the rest of this.
It's going to be much bigger than just one account. Now, that may be of concern to Jimmy Dore, host of the Jimmy Dore Show. His views are on the opposite end from Donald Trump, and his views are still hated by a lot of the people in charge. So, Jimmy Dore, how does this make you feel?
I love how they frame that. His views are hated by a lot of the people in charge. Yeah, his views are also hated by a lot of the people on the left, too, dude. There's a lot of regular people that hate Jimmy Dore and his fucking ineffective fucking performative doomer douchebaggery, okay? Jimmy Dore is left-wing Tim Pool. Jimmy Dore, I don't think he even deserves to be labeled left-wing, honestly. I don't. But, whatever.
Well, it makes me feel really uncomfortable that this new censorship push is coming from the left. Just like I warned the left when they were pushing evidence-free conspiracy theories called Russiagate and McCarthy smearing all their political enemies, that, of course, whenever you do McCarthy smearing or Russiagating or things like that, you're propping up the surveillance state, you're propping up the establishment, and they're going to come back.
Wait. If you talk about Russiagate, you're propping up the fucking surveillance state? What? No, motherfucker. Russiagate was legit. How does that prop up their surveillance state? What are you talking about? Of course he's not going to elaborate on that. I mean, he rarely does when he fucking says shit that's stupid. Holy fuck. You know there was actual evidence behind Russiagate, right, dipshit? You know there was shit there, right? You know there's evidence that Russia meddled in the 2016 elections. That's another thing I find fucking ironic. These goddamn Russiagate fucking shit, dude. Wait, what? Where do you distinct between spreading misinformation and just getting something wrong? Look, if you get something wrong, look, I know Kyle likes to, fearmonger about the idea of the Ministry of Truth. Guys, they're gonna fact check us now and have a Ministry of Truth. Scary. There's no Ministry of Truth, okay? But look, the idea of fact-checking information that's being posted on the internet as if it's fact, I don't mind that. What's the problem there? If Twitter wants to employ some bipartisan fact checkers to make sure that certain things that are being talked about the election or whatever are not misinformation being spread, that's fine. But if people are posting this shit constantly and it's like, this is misinformation and it's getting censored, and then you're like, I'm not saying people should necessarily be banned for that. Depends on the misinformation. Depends on how violent it, depends on how dangerous it is. Depends on, see, this is the problem. It depends on the context. I don't believe in free speech absolutism. I just don't. There has to be context. Context is extremely important. Okay? Like, if someone is spreading misinformation in a way that is inciting violence, and a lot of these people on Twitter were, a lot of these people were saying, they weren't just saying voter fraud and lefty pedophile conspiracy. They were saying voter fraud and lefty pedophile conspiracy, so therefore march on the Capitol, storm the Capitol, take back the government. That's dangerous. They're using misinformation to incite violence. That's not okay. I don't care if someone just got something wrong. It's about their intent behind it. It's about what they're trying to fucking do with that information. You can post whatever bullshit you want. You can post whatever backwards ass bullshit. I don't care. I don't care. Post whatever conspiracy crap you want. But the minute you start, like, posting it as authoritative news or posting it in a way to try to incite violence from the masses, I'm not okay with that.
To bite you, and that's exactly what happened with Bernie Sanders. He got caught up with doing Russiagate, and of course they spashed his campaign by Russiagating him, saying that Russia was supporting him. Exactly. So this scares me.
Russia, oh my god, this scares me because they see it happen to fucking Bernie. By the way, look, I'm gonna just say this. I said this the other day. I'm really fucking sick and tired of this narrative from lefties of like, oh, well, see, here's why we can't be okay with censorship, guys, because look, like it's one thing when they censor the right, but then it's gonna come back to bite us. They're gonna censor us, guys. They're gonna start censoring us. Wait, you think they haven't already started? You think they haven't been censoring us? What do you think the satanic panic was? What do you think the Red Scare was? What do you think, like, has been going on YouTube for the last, like, 4 years? 5 years, I guess. They silence us all the fucking time. And I get it, okay? Like, hey, you gotta be careful. The pendulum is gonna swing in one direction. It's gonna swing back in the other. Yeah, but we didn't set this precedent. They did. The right-wingers did. Abso-fucking-lutely. If you think the left is the one that set the precedent of censorship, you don't know what God did. Excuse me. If you think that the left is the one that set the precedent of censorship, you don't know a goddamn thing about history. You don't. I'm sorry. We did not set this precedent. It's been used against us constantly. And you know what? I'm not crying when this shit comes back to bite them. The ones who started using this tactic in the fucking first place. I call that justice. I call that karma. And I ain't standing in the way of fucking karma. They started censoring us. So I'm not gonna fucking get mad when it comes back to bite them. Because the shit that they're spewing is 1,000,000 times more dangerous than the shit that we've been censored for over the decades. Remember that. Red Scare, satanic panic, probably a shit ton of other shit that ain't coming to my mind right this minute. Jimmy, I don't think you know what you're talking about. Jimmy, I think you were brought on here to misinform, misdirect, distract, and confuse people to collect a check. Yeah. That's Jimmy's whole fucking game. That's Jimmy's fucking game.
because it seems like on the left, they can I just tell you, the Capitol riot did not happen because we didn't have enough censorship. That is a ridiculous idea, okay?
No, it happened because of Trump and because of the fucking violent insurrectionary rhetoric him and his dipshit fucking mentally ill followers have been propagating for months now. And maybe if we saw this fucking fascist coup attempt for what it is, I'm sorry, maybe if you fuckers saw this fascist coup attempt for what it was a long fucking time ago, and we'd put a stop to it, maybe then this wouldn't have happened. So fuck you both, you smug fucking dipshits.
Silicon Valley has turned into an extension of the Democratic Party. Glenn Greenwald just experienced that, right? I mean, what is going on right now is crazy. So just freedom of speech is the first in the Bill of Rights because it's important, because popular speech doesn't need protecting. It's
freedom of speech. Oh, sorry, I was muted. Freedom of speech does not apply here. Freedom of speech pertains to the government's ability to silence or bring about legal action against someone for their speech. And there's limits to that too. And guess what, motherfucker? Inciting violence is one of those limits. It's one of those things you can't do. The government absolutely has a right to come after you if you are inciting violence or threatening violence. And that's what was fucking happening here. Again, you think Jimmy Dore... Well, I don't think Jimmy Dore would be smart enough to know that, but I guess some people would.
Unpopular speech that needs protecting. That's why it's first. The war on terror was already used to take...
Look, I'm all for protecting unpopular speech. But again, there's context, dipshit. There's fucking context. I don't believe in your fucking extremist fucking values, dipshit, motherfucker. I think there should be limits. And I think looking at the context... See, this is the fucking problem. Everyone just wants to, like, have these, like, blanket solutions for everything, right? When it comes to... Jimmy Dore is an extremist now, only in this one area. Only in his free speech views. That's it. That's it. He's not even... In all other areas, he's a downright fucking centrist. But no, you weren't here earlier when I said this, I guess, maybe, I don't know, but no, what I've been saying is no, dude, free speech absolutism is a form of extremism, and I'm not for extremism, motherfuckers. I don't think that that there should be no limits. I think that's dumb. Fuck your extremism, dude. And yeah, there's people on the right, there's people on the left, there's people in the center that are all fucking extremists on this one issue. And the funny thing is, they fucking rail against a lot of other types of extremism. But they're fine with this. They're fine with the idea that anyone can say anything at any time, and no company or a social media platform or anyone should ever have the right to silence them ever. I wonder if these people would be fine if I just came to their fucking houses and started spouting my fucking socialist rhetoric. Yes, we need to topple the bourgeois. It's like, you know, fuck the billionaires. And then this person's like, what are you doing? Get out of my house. I'm like, what? I have a right to free speech, bitch. I have a right to free speech. God fucking damn.
take away our free speech rights, to take away our right of protection from invasive searches from the government. We live in a surveillance state, and now they're going to use this even more. Joe Biden has already said he's going to use this. They're using it as a domestic terrorism threat. And let me just tell you something. They never sent. We know who gets censored. People who are pro-war never get censored. People who tell the truth about war get censored. That's why I'm being censored.
Wait. People who are pro-war never get censored, but people who tell the truth about war get censored. Wait, I'm pretty sure I've seen a lot of lefties on Twitter saying fuck the wars, saying we need to end these endless wars, talking about how these wars are just meant to fuck. In fact, not just on Twitter. Look, you can talk about that on television, that these wars are about oil and money. It's been talked about on television for decades now. What are you talking about? These are not ideas that are hidden. You're lying right now, Jimmy. You're fucking lying. These ideas are not fucking... They're not censored. Where's an example of people that are anti-war being censored just for being anti-war? Show me, Jimmy. Show me.
Censored. That's why my channel gets throttled. That's why my
your channel.
I just lost 4,000 Twitter followers.
Your channel gets throttled. What the fuck does that mean? Wait, do you think like the government and YouTube and your ISP all have a fucking conspiracy together to like throttle your internet while you're streaming or something? or do you mean throttled as in that they're hiding your channel or some shit? You're allowed to speak, Jimmy. No one silenced you. And I love how he whines about losing 4,000 Twitter followers. You know what, Jimmy? If I were you, I wouldn't be bitching about that. I'd be keeping my goddamn mouth shut, because you know what? That says a lot more about you than about Twitter. Okay, the fact that you just lost 4,000 Twitter followers, that says more about the type of people that watch you, which kind of confirmed a lot of what I already know about you, Jimmy. You're a grifter, and you pander to reactionaries. That's it. You just pander to reactionaries. And overall, you're a fucking gateway to the right. And here you are, fucking signal boosting Tucker Carlson. Coming to Tucker Carlson, yeah, this ain't fair, the free speech, this is bullshit. You realize it's right-wing violent conspiracy nuts that are being banned from Twitter. You realize that, right? You're coming out in defense of extremists. A free speech extremist defending right-wing extremists and pushing a shit ton of rhetoric that bolsters right-wing extremism and leads people down the alt-right rabbit hole, because oh yes, Jimmy Dore is an alt-right gateway. Don't get that fucking twisted for a goddamn second. People start watching Jimmy Dore because they think, oh yeah, he's kind of based, yeah, he's a lefty, oh, and look how passionate he gets, look how mad he gets, but he ain't pushing people to the left, motherfuckers. He's pushing people to the center, so that people like Tucker Carlson can come in and do the rest of the work of emptying out what's left of your brain cells and turning you into a total fucking right-wing populist or fascist. Fuck Jimmy Dore.
For no reason. So I don't understand how the left has to keep relearning this over and over and over. And the first person to be deplatformed was WikiLeaks and Julian Assange. And this would be a great way for Donald Trump to stick the thumb back in the eye of these people, is to pardon Julian Assange. If he knows what's good for freedom of speech and freedom of the press, he should take this moment.
Okay, I love how he's trying to make this now about Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. Like, they got censored in a different way, and quite honestly, yeah, I agree with you. Biden should pardon him. I don't think he's gonna, but yeah, that would be based. But what does that have to do with fucking anything? What does that have to do with anything? Was Julian Assange just randomly banned from Twitter for no reason. I mean, he was, dude, it was a whole other fucking thing, dude. But that is another good example of lefties being censored. Does happen. This is what I'm saying. We didn't set this precedent. They did. They are our fucking enemies. And Jimmy Dore is right now sitting here sucking the dick of one of his enemies. And pretending, oh, look at us. Oh, look at us reaching across the aisle and singing Kumbaya on these issues. The same guy, by the way, who fucking criticizes the left when they work with Republicans, when they make concessions and compromises. So you know, we never compromise. We go our way or the highway. We want everything or nothing. Except when it comes to, you know, reaching across the aisle with right-wingers on free speech issues that have nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us. Honestly, we could be sitting back right now and enjoying the fact that, hey, you know what? Our job's being done for us. These fucking grifters, these pieces of shit that are spreading these lies and spreading fascism on Twitter are being taken care of. The people that, by the way, a lot of sock accounts deleted. A lot of spam accounts that are made just to dogpile anyone on the left who says anything these people disagree with. Heck of a lot of fucking sock accounts. And people want to act like this is some major like violation of free speech. No, it's not. Because these people have the ability to go make a brand new Twitter and follow the goddamn rules this time. That's it. That's it.
Moment and pardon Julian Assange.
I didn't used to think that, and I totally agree with it, partly because you convinced me through the force of your argument. I think that's absolutely right. So I hope you will come back. Yeah, please.
Can I just say, Tucker, this all started with the failure of neoliberalism. Why did Donald Trump get elected? So they couldn't ever come to terms with why he got elected. So it was corporate lefty journalists who pressured social media outlets to start censoring people.
Blame Democrats. Blame Democrats. For everything that we don't like, we always blame the Democrats. Blame Democrats. Oh my God. By the way, this is actually the neolibs' fault. Okay. I'm not gonna say that's completely untrue, but like, the right has culpability in this. Fuck you. See, this is my fucking problem. Jimmy's too cozy with the right. He is. Him, Crystal, and Kyle, all of them, too fucking cozy. Kyle to a lesser extent. I do think Kyle still has some fucking some sense, but like too goddamn cozy with the right. This is like, do you see what you're defending here right now? Yeah, this is absolutely mostly Trump's fault. What are you talking about? This is no one but Trump's fault.
People who weren't adhering to this official narrative. And that's what's going on here. And that's what's scary. Neoliberalism is a failed ideology. And that's why they're now using censorship to control the narrative, because they can't back it up.
And I hope so.
I love how, like, it's the neolibs that are doing this, right? It's not, like, look, I don't care. I don't care about the political ideology of whoever wants to ban these people from Twitter. If the utility is good, then the action is good. That's it. I don't care. I don't care. These people are a force for idiocy, misinformation, fascism, and violent rhetoric, and they have no place in a civilized society. That's it.
You made a really evocative point, which we don't have time to explore. I hope you'll come back and explain sometime why people who are against pointless wars get censored, not those who are for them. No one will ever censor Bill Kristol. And anyway, I hope you'll come back on that topic. Jimmy Dore.
Again, I'm against pointless wars. Shit ton of people are against pointless wars. Tulsi Gabbard never got fucking banned off Twitter, although she's still okay with drone strikes. What is this bullshit? Oh, you made a very good evocative point. No, he didn't. This is the level of intellectualism we're dealing with, guys. Holy fuck. All right. So I'm gonna take some calls here. I guess I got one call waiting. Let's talk to Realize TV. Yo, what up, Realize TV?
What's up, Jamie?
What up, yo? What do you
What up, yo?
what do you think of the situation?
Where's the fucking dipshit?
Jimmy Dore is a fucking dipshit. True.
Dipshit Dore. Dipshit Dore. Hashtag dipshit Dore.
I don't know. Where do you fall on the free speech thing?
Obviously, I do believe in free speech, but obviously, we need lines in the sand.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There needs to be a limit. There needs to be checks and balances, accountability. We can't just have it and context fucking matters. I'm sick of these people acting like the context here doesn't matter. It's just, no, censorship is always bad, no matter what. No, it's not. I'm sorry.
Okay, you also want some other new perspective on Trump's Twitter ban?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, we all know that Dominion they're mounting a very big lawsuit against people who are saying that the election is rigged.
Yep.
Yeah, they're employing I forgot the name, but it's a really big law firm that specializes in libel. Yeah, a really, really big libel law firm. And I think the big reason Twitter kicked Trump off is to stop the law firm from coming after them, because Twitter can get labeled as an accessory in libel.
Yeah, that's true. Well, maybe I don't know, because isn't that what that what's it, 230, the section 230 of that one bill, isn't that what that's supposed to prevent, so that internet companies are not held accountable for the people who post on them? If Trump got that, because Trump was trying to get rid of that, if Trump actually got rid of that, that would make Twitter accountable for everyone who posts on it. And I love it, because right wingers want that to happen. But if that happened, we would have the most censored internet ever immediately. No companies would want to just let any random person post on their site anymore if they can get in trouble for it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess there's a good point there, but I'm pretty sure I can't, obviously, I could be wrong, that there are limitations in section 230. If someone's using social media to do something very dangerous, I guess they can get held liable to extent. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah. I would look it up, but it'll take me some time. But no, it's ridiculous. Look, this is the thing. These companies, these people that have been screaming voter fraud this entire time, acting like there's no it's just a victimless thing. They're just fucking scream. I know there are some people just let him scream into the void. It doesn't matter. But no, they're actually accusing people of committing crimes. And yeah, that is again, that's another limit to free speech. Okay, you can't defame or slander another person or entity. You can't do that. So especially knowing you can't do that. So yeah, fuck these people.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck these people that have been smearing Dominion and these other ballot counting companies and being they did voter fraud, they shipped shit overseas. Imagine being the CEO of that company. Look, I don't have any love for CEOs or whatever, but imagine being the CEO of that company and imagine what you're being accused of there. You're being accused of treason. You're being accused of literally tampering with votes and sending votes overseas for some reason to other countries for God knows what reason. Like what? Yeah, I wouldn't be happy if someone was accusing me of that either. I'd absolutely sue the fuck out of them.
And especially if they accuse you of being in a satanic cult that does bad things to kids.
Yeah, that too.
Or being a part of a so-called deep state.
God fucking make crimes illegal again. I know, right? Nah, if you're rich and white, you don't got to worry about crimes. They don't apply to you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, can you share your screen to me because there's a delay from the YouTube stream?
I'm not playing anything.
Oh, they're gonna keep the Fox News things.
No, it's
Fox,
over. I finished it. That's why I went to calls.
Oh.
So you got any other memes? I'm trying to like I don't know if anyone else is calling in, but y'all can call in. There's a Discord. There's a call-in waiting room in the Discord if anyone wants to call in. But yeah, do you have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my comment on Stone Rejects, but I think Pokemon Gen 5 is the best.
Gen 5 is the best. Well, I don't disagree with you. Although in a lot of ways, look, I'm going to say something super controversial and it's going to piss some people off, but I think it needs to be said.
Say it.
In some ways, okay? Gen 8 is actually better. In some ways. Okay, look, Sword and Shield they have their problems, okay? But like goddamn if they don't have a lot of fucking shit to do after you beat the game and just a bunch of reasons to like keep playing and doing shit, and it's fun. It's a fun game. It has a lot of fucking quality of life improvements, a lot of new features, a lot of upgrades, and I like it. And you know what? Another controversial thing. I actually like Dynamax battles. I do. I've been won over by them.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to hear a piece of my philosophy on games?
Okay.
Okay.
Lay it on me.
Okay. When a game when its prime directive is to, collect, just catch it all, collect everything.
Yeah.
It should not have DLC.
Yeah. Maybe. Look,
no DLC.
I was very against the Sword and Shield DLC. Like you can look on the Darké Corruptions channel. I made a rant that actually did pretty well on YouTube, that ranting about the DLC in general, and I wasn't very happy about it. And I still think like the having to have DLC for that is kind of annoying. But when you think about it, when you think about the fact that every single Pokemon game has had a follow-up game that's come out like a year later, the fact that and when I realized what Nintendo's intention with doing this was, look, $20 for the DLC for both pieces of DLC, and it gets you all the new content, and you don't have to start a new save file. Yeah, it is a little more consumer friendly. I will admit that. It's because Nintendo's basically idea with doing that was, we want to figure out a way to add content but not force people to have to restart the game. So instead of making a new third game, they made it DLC. Now, my problem with the DLC is that there's two versions of both DLCs, one for Sword and one for Shield, and I mean they're 99% identical except for the Pokemon
Legendary.
Yeah, some of the legendaries you can catch, because basically the box legendaries you can catch them all in the Dynamax adventures and in the Crown Tundra DLC, but in the Sword version you can basically catch like Ho-Oh, Groudon, Palkia, Reshiram. You catch one set of them, and in Shield you catch the other ones like Lugia, Kyogre, Zekrom, Dialga, whatever. And yeah, that's a little annoying. It is, but I mean that there's always been like difference. I mean, if you look at Black 2 and White 2, it's still better than that, because like those were great games. I'm not saying they're not great games, but just in like from a cost perspective, Like, you don't have to start a new save file. You have all the new content, and it's not the price of a full game. It's and it's still, there's version exclusives no matter what. Like you just said that was the best generation, and that game was even more expensive and had more exclusivity between versions because there was still shit that you could only get in one version or the other.
Oh yeah, I also forgot. Yeah. Basically, the NRA is right now filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protections.
Damn.
Yeah, because they're being sued by the New York Attorney State General, and I forgot what the heck her name was, but basically the NRA, they're basically misusing funds for lavish vacations.
Damn.
And they're trying to relocate to Texas. They're filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy to protect their assets.
Well, fuck that shit. Fuck the NRA in general. I hope they go away. Look, I don't hate guns. I don't think guns need to be banned or whatever, but I do want more gun control. But at the end of the day, the NRA is evil. They are objectively evil.
They're basically just a bunch of paranoid idiots. And saying everything is a liberal deep state conspiracy. They are doing all these false flag operations to take away your guns. Taking away your guns, fellow patriots. They're taking away your guns. The
One of the biggest bullshit lines ever, yo. No one's taking your guns. It's a lie. Not unless you're mentally ill or a criminal. Oh, there's the timer, yo. God damn it. Go away. Stop beeping. Okay. Well, it's been great.
Smash it.
Been great chatting with you. We'll fuck.
An Animancer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Animancer. Nice chatting with you, dude. Any final memes?
Final meme. Uh-oh. Stinky. Funny poo poo.
Okay. Well, that was certainly a meme. All right. See you, Realize TV.
See you. See you, Stinky.
Peace. Okay. Yo, what up, Annie?
Hello there.
Greetings.
Hey. Yeah, I've been watching most of the stream, so this time I'll actually know what the fuck what you're talking about, rather than being like, "What? Can you just say everything you repeated like over again, please?" Yeah. Well, you know, when you're a reject, sometimes that fucking happens.
Very true. So, what's your take on the whole free speech argument?
So, okay, the first point I want to make first and foremost is I don't get how this. I really don't get how this ended up becoming a thing where it's like, okay, this is something that's on, left-wing people. Left-wing people enabled this. Like, maybe to some extent.
That's true.
Like, I understand it. But, like, it's not the main factor at all. It's Trump's fault. And, like, for this. It's on his shoulders. I think that's undeniable.
See, that is true, and this is one of the reasons why I'm really annoyed with Jimmy Dore, because he's basically taking responsibility for it on behalf of the left when he isn't even a fucking part of the left. That's fucking frustrating, because now it's like, yeah, lefties need to stop doing this. Like, wait, what lefties are doing this? Okay, well, he blamed the neo-libs, and still, I don't think neo-libs necessarily did this either. I think a lot of people, regardless of ideology, took a look at what Trump did and what happened at the Capitol and said, this went too fucking far.
Yeah, people have left the Republican Party over it, like multiple people. It's not just like a thing. And to leave the entire party over that, like that's a pretty drastic thing to do. So that must mean that for a lot of people. I mean, hey, it's crazy. It's also crazy because, like, the thing that most people say, and I get why they say this, is like, it took you this long to fucking get to this point. And, like, some people need that eye-opening moment for them to be like, whoa, what the fuck? What have I been doing? What am I doing? It's over. I don't know. So I tend to not be too harsh on the people who end up leaving the party over that.
Yeah.
But, so Yeah, I also want to mention, like, there's another person who's really fucking accountable, like the second most accountability on this. That's not just Donald Trump. Behind him, it's the fucking social media moguls, the fucking people who we already don't fucking trust, like the Mark Zuckerbergs and the Jack Dorseys. And here's the thing. I think that this is mostly Trump's fault. But I feel like, just like how back during 9/11, they tried to capitalize on a terrible fucking situation, they're going to try and do this again to erode our speech. But Jimmy Dore has the complete wrong idea because he's blaming the wrong people. He needs to be blaming Trump. He needs to be blaming these social media moguls because they will take advantage of this. I do think it will have negative repercussions, but not for the reasons that he thinks. He's completely misdirecting his anger at the wrong people, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
So what are you specifically referring to then? Like the riot or the censorship?
Okay, so I'll just use an example of something that's happened really recently. You've seen how Facebook has been banning any like positive mentions of the Stop the Steal thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in theory, I don't have a problem with that, but it comes down to a level of consistency, because you have to think about like all the things that actually are on Facebook that people get away with that aren't things like that just because it's not a current event. Like, think about all the Pizzagate conspiracies and shit on there. There's all types of fucking shit on there that gets unrecognized, and I just don't like this selectivism that's being employed here.
Well,
I feel like it's inconsistent.
I think
if that makes sense.
I don't think it is. I think context matters. I think some things should be censored and some things are not as dangerous. I think when it comes to a bunch of unhinged right-wing extremists wanting to storm the Capitol, and by the way, not just storm the Capitol, but with the full intention of taking political prisoners and maybe even killing people, like when it comes to like that being the threat and ideas that are propagating that kind of thinking, I think I don't have a problem with it being silenced. I think it's gone on for way too long in the fucking first place, and I think anyone could have been able to see that this was going to happen from this. And yeah, I was calling for it to be banned a long time ago.
I think my concern is like to what extent, because I feel like regardless of how you feel about this situation, it's clear that there's some sort of precedent is being set here. Especially since like, but I mean, again, it comes back to Donald Trump and the fact that I think this is his fault. There was never like the idea of a fact check on Facebook before the Trump presidency. And honestly, if I'm being real with you, I don't think it ever would have existed if he had never become president.
Well, first of all, I'm not even against the fact check thing, as long as we have fact checkers to fact check the fact. Like, if there's people to fact check the fact checkers, then I'm fine. Because and by the way, they will be. Like, if something gets fact checked and it's wrong, think how many people will fucking come out against that and be like, hey, this is misinformation, this is wrong, let's fix it. Like, with the internet being as open as it is, accountability when it comes to fact checking is easier than ever. So people acting like, oh well, they're just gonna silence the truth from by being able to fact check. No, because the people can hold the tech companies accountable and fact check the fact checkers. I know Kyle always likes to fearmonger, oh, well, who's going to fact check the fact checkers? We will. That's our job.
So part of my concern is when it comes to that is I don't so much have an issue. Like, I understand the right of a private company to ban people and have on their platform who they want to have. But when I really don't like the organized... when it comes to Parler, regardless of what you think of was on the content of that website, many of it shouldn't have fucking been there. Like, they actually should have had some real moderation. But I'm concerned that once again, it's going to be used as like, I feel like it's going to be used as an excuse almost to kind of like bully people who don't go to that extent, like other websites that might not go that far. And we haven't seen it yet. But I am concerned about the future. I'm genuinely concerned about the future, especially with people like Jimmy Dore, who are supposed to be free speech advocates, who are directing their anger at the wrong people. They're not angry at the right people. I don't think they ever will be.
Look, Parler... What happened with Parler... Look, I don't think anyone's saying that Parler can't exist or that, like, whatever, Amazon didn't want to host them anymore. That's their right. If they want to be like, no, we don't want to host this. Like we don't like what this has become. I mean, that's on them. They can host who they want, and they can not host who they don't want to host. And same with Apple and Google. They have a right to be like, no, we don't want to be attached to this shit. And honestly, by the way, Parler wasn't even a free speech platform. It was fucking... They banned lefties just for being lefties. And...
oh sure,
simultaneously allowing violent rhetoric, while allowing people were calling for literal violence. People were on there calling for we need to storm the Capitol again, and this time we need Pelosi's head on a pike. Like,
I'm not here to defend the integrity of Parler. I'm just concerned about, like, you know, because I always know that I bring it back to what happened back during 9/11. They used people's fear and insecurity as an excuse to strip away our rights with the Patriot Act, and I'm just worried about them doing that type of shit in the future. I think it more would have happened if we got a second term of Donald Trump, though, so we can be less worried about that. But I still don't trust the establishment either way, you know.
Sure, look. I get being worried about, like, Patriot Act Part 2, but by the way, I don't think what Twitter's doing has anything to do with that. I think we need to be way more concerned with what the government does in reaction to this. Twitter is just one company, and I don't think they're starting a precedent that's going to be continued by the American government. Not necessarily, anyway. But, look, we should be worried about that. But, again, this is honestly... If we don't want... See, here's how I view it. I view it the opposite way. If we don't want Patriot Act Part 2, then I think, like, letting Twitter ban certain people that go too far is a good way to prevent that. Because if they don't, now Twitter... Like... I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? I will say that's actually an interesting perspective, because I do see what you're getting at. I still believe in what I just said, but I don't think that's mutually exclusive with what that you just said too. It's just kind of a shitty situation. I feel like this is just like a lose-lose situation in a lot of ways.
Sure.
But I'm interested to see what happens going forward, I guess.
Yeah. What did you think of what I said earlier when I said, look, when it comes to, like, people like Jimmy Dore, who are, I view them as, like, free speech extremists. These people who are just free speech absolutists who think no one should be censored ever. And I think that's a form of extremism.
Okay, so I don't disagree, but I also feel like it's an understandable enough reaction to the society that we live in these days, just because we especially coming off the presidency that we just came off of, where a lot of people were afraid for their rights, understandably so. And people still are. Just because Biden's president doesn't mean that people still aren't afraid that, like, they might not be treated as an equal fucking member of society. And I don't know. It's genuinely concerning, especially knowing that, like, even though Biden's president, right? A lot of these people who had these fucking concerns before that, they also are facing a country that's even more divided than ever, more hateful than ever. And the people who are on one side of the fence are more extreme in that side of the fence than they ever have been. So, yeah, I get it. A lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are fucking afraid. So I get it. I get the whole... I think it's an irrational response, though. And that's what I want to drive home, even though I understand. But I don't think it's necessarily a vindictive agenda.
Sure. I don't know. I just think, honestly, like, I think it is the right response, honestly, and not the only response either. There should be more done. But I think, look, these people, again, the QAnon shit is shit that's been preying upon mentally ill people, okay? Like,
100%.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Most of the people that buy into the QAnon shit are mentally ill, and the last thing they need is to be hearing, because, like, look, I've long criticized religion for being something that also preys on mental illness, but this is just a whole nother level. This is something that, like, doesn't just, like, most of these people are okay with the idea of violence, especially when you're telling them their enemies are all part of a secret pedophile cult. Like, this is dangerous. This isn't just... And look, I was talking about the Andy No book the other day, and I was making a similar point where I was like... Because someone was like, look... because they made the point, oh, that this store sells Mein Kampf, you know, that's historical. You know what? You have a problem with that? And they were like, no, but if this was 1930s Germany and you were selling Mein Kampf, I might have a different fucking answer. And really, that's what it comes down to, okay? When it comes to like the context of like whether it's just art or it's something that's just a historical text or whatever, I don't think it should be censored. But if it's something that's affecting the here and now, the shit going on today, if it's something that's propagating lies and violence, honestly, like, yeah, I think it should be censored. It's a hell of a lot more worth censoring than anything with the perceived satanic undertones, like what happened in the 90s, satanic panic. Oh, we got to ban everything that the Christians don't like. And that brings me to my further point, which is everyone who thinks, all the lefties who think, oh, we can't set this precedent. We can't set this precedent. We're not. We didn't set this precedent. They set this precedent. The right set this precedent. It's literally, I view it as karma coming back to bite them now, and I ain't standing in the way of that. The pendulum swings both ways. I agree, but they swung it towards us first. The fact that it's swinging back towards them is pure karmic justice, and I'm not against that in the slightest.
My big concern is that this is just as always, and there's no good way around this when it comes to this sort of thing, because it's either you allow it to happen or this happens. But as always, they're going to use this to double down on the victim complex and say, "Oh, woe is us."
They always will. They have like the biggest persecution complex ever. That's not gonna matter. They would do, dude. Annie, they do that every fucking Christmas when nobody like these are the people that every fucking Christmas whine and cry about the war on Christmas when Christmas is literally the biggest holiday on this planet that's consumed every fucking holiday around it and the entire winter season and fall season now. Like, these people will claim to be persecuted no matter what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm like, they're gonna whine and cry. I'm more interested in the utility of the thing, and the fact is, these people being banned off Twitter it has a good effect. And you know what? They can go to their own sites. Parler was taken down for reasons. They have the ability to go set up their own infrastructure for their own website, and they can go do that. And I have no problem with there being sites where people can go spout whatever Nazi right-wing bullshit they want. And let it be there so we can go over there and look. But the fact that it's not being that they're not able to recruit out in the open, I think is a good thing, because it preys on a lot of people who don't know any better. It does a lot of fucking harm and damage. And that's why I come down to, again, context. I care about why something's being censored. Okay? And sure, if lefties, this is why, by the way, I don't want lefties to engage in violent rhetoric. I want lefties to be smart and pragmatic, because we could be censored for the same things if we act like a bunch of stupid fucking dipshits. If we throw optics out the window and start engaging in violent rhetoric, yeah, that'll happen.
Well, I mean, the thing, you're right, because I agree that it comes down to, like, the base's image is important, but also, like, I mean, the right's always going to straw man. Well, you know, your politicians send bombs on children. You know, they're all the Bilderbergs and all that fucking shit. Yeah. Like, they're always going to find an excuse to be like, no, you guys vote for people who bomb kids too, so you're just as bad as us.
Sure,
like, that's how people are. But I don't know. Like, it does at least show normal people in the center, you know, some level of reason. So I could have some work.
I don't know. I just think, look, the fact is, if lefties are afraid that this is going to be used against them, then you know what our answer is? We got to be better. That's it. We just got to be better than them. And you know what? If it actually turns out, see, this is the thing. If we push our rhetoric and try and spread our ideas without getting violent and without sinking to their level, and they still come after us and then they start to censor us, then we can start bitching, because then there's some fucking injustice, because then it's like, oh, okay, hang on a minute, wait. We're not doing this shit that these right-wing conspiracy accounts were doing to get banned, so why are we getting banned now too? See, only call out a fucking a contradiction if there is one. It hasn't happened yet. I haven't seen any lefties just banned for being lefties or just banned for even wanting revolution. I've seen lefties on Twitter LARPing about revolution who don't get banned. So, you know, just be better. Don't engage in violent rhetoric. You know, try and look and act better, because that's how we win people over. Optics. I'm sorry, guys, but like being brash, loud, obstinate revolutionaries is never gonna win us over. Most people, it's just not.
Nice.
Anyway, do you have anything else you wanted to add?
Oh yeah, I'm actually going to be restarting free speech vids. Me and TJ are getting together. We're going to be starting up free speech vids.
Free speech vids.
Yeah, stay tuned. Free speech vids coming
Damn,
soon.
yeah. Another one of those free speech YouTube replacements that's going to fail in 5 minutes.
So, do you want a little piece of fucking trivia? The person who's working on my new avatar was a contributor on Not Productive.
Damn, yo.
Yeah.
You sure you can trust a scammer like that?
Oh no!
With
come
that
on.
that scam organization.
Yeah, that scammer.
Yeah, hey, I love TJ, but look, hey, I'm willing to admit everything related to Not Productive was indeed a scam. And I know this despite not being even around back then. So I just
Not
somehow
productive.
know this.
No, it was very productive. They produced a lot of content. What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude.
Hey, it's all right though, because eventually TJ was able to successfully do like something similar. So.
Yeah. Anyway, goddamn. Oh, I wanted to bring up. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna actually. You know what? I'll talk about this while you're here, and then I'm gonna bring in the next caller because I wanted to switch gears, and maybe I can get your opinion on this. Okay. So you've heard of Biden's COVID response plan, right?
Yeah, I have.
And
I've heard a few of it. Yeah. I mean, a little bit of it. Sorry.
Yeah. So I guess just to sum it up, Biden put out a COVID response plan, bill or whatever to address COVID. Okay. Now that he's going to be in power, and he was saying before that he was going to do $2,000 checks, and now that the actual bill is being put forth, it's only $1,400, and there's a lot of people that are upset about that. And while I understand frustration, I get it, and I do agree he should have just added the extra $600. There's a lot of other stuff in that bill that's pretty damn based and really good. And the fact that it's $600 lighter than we'd like it to be for each person, I don't think that's like a hill we should die on. I don't think we should be like losing our... The left has been absolutely losing it over this. And I think it looks really ridiculous.
You know how he did that though, and I kind of get it too, because Republicans are going to see that and be like, "Well, it's not. At least it's not $2,000, so
yeah,
it's not $2,000." So, yeah, I get why it's $1,400 though, because it's like making up the difference, like the $2,000 that it's supposed to be like a symbolic gesture. I feel like, right? Like,
yeah, because the Democrats wanted that bill to be $2,000, and Republicans would not make it $2,000. They were like, no, it's going to be $600. And so Democrats are like, yeah, okay, now let's add the extra $1,400. And I get it. People are gonna be like, oh, like now the Democrats suddenly care about the debt or whatever. And okay, whatever. Whether or not it's about the debt or honestly, for all we know, it's to try and get that other stuff that ended up in there, which. Again, extended unemployment, rent relief, food assistance, aid to small businesses, helping frontline workers. They're even that there's talk of a $15 minimum wage. There's talk of increasing the rent moratorium to September. That was not shit that a lot of us ever expected to get out of Biden, let alone in his first 100 days as his COVID response plan. But that's very real shit that could happen. And everyone's hung up on this $600. Look, I want the $600 for everyone. I think that would be great. But let's not lose focus. Let's learn to take the win. There's a lot of good stuff in that bill. And I think the left, honestly, like this is one of my biggest annoyances with the online left. We end up shooting ourselves in the foot and optically making ourselves look ridiculous. We look ridiculous. We look like children, okay? We get $1,400, which let's be clear. If Trump was still president, it would be nothing. We get $1,400 extra now. We get unemployment is going to be increased by I think like $600 a month or something like that, or a week, something like that. I don't remember. Unemployment's going up. But the minimum wage, $15, guys. If we get a $15 minimum wage, that's not going to solve all our problems, but that's going to do a hell of a lot. Okay. Like there's a lot of good shit in here, and I don't know. Like we're dying on the hill of $600. Like, oh my God, Biden is corrupt. Democrats corrupt, evil.
Look. Here's the thing. Honestly, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. Okay. I'm actually gonna do it for once. Well, I'm just fucking around. But look, I'm not wigging out about this. Like, this is fine. This is all right. At least it's something. At least something's being done. At least something's going to be done. That's more than I expected. So, yes, of course, I'm going to be happy about that. Something is actually taking place. This is already more than Obama did. God fucking damn it. It is. It's going to be more. It's already going to be more progress than Obama did if he actually follows through on it. So, we'll see. But I doubt it. I mean, I doubt it's going to be as good as we think. But maybe if he actually comes through as this, then it actually can be fucking great. So we'll see. So yeah, I'm not going to be a negative fucking Nancy about this. I don't have anything to be negative about with this.
Yeah, I mean, look, we all want more money. We all want better things for the American people. But at the end of the day, we got to learn to take wins. We gotta learn. And here's another thing the left needs to learn to do. The left needs to learn to pick its fucking battles. Do I think the left is too impatient? Oh, absolutely. The left is way too impatient. Why do you think Jimmy Dore was doing his stupid fucking force the vote thing? Because again, it's like, no, we need it now, even though we weren't going to get it now. We need Medicare for all now. Like, he was appealing to impatient lefties who like, he was appealing to their sense of, impatience and frustration and being like, no, see, we need this now. This is why you got to get mad. And it's like, I get getting mad and getting passionate and being like, we need change now. But like, we need to learn what battles to pick. We need to learn to strategize. We need to learn what hills are worth dying on and what hills aren't. And the left does not know how to do this. This is what scares me, honestly, about the next 4 years, is that we're going to have there's going to be a segment of lefties who's going to be trying their hardest to like do effective strategy to push Biden to the left. And then we're going to have all the reactionary leftists who are just going to get mad every time Biden doesn't give them every single thing they asked for and more. And they're going to fucking obstinately dig in their heels and scream and like a bunch of children every single time something doesn't go perfect. And then when those of us lefties who are trying to be a little more pragmatic say, okay, wait, guys, let's give Biden credit where it's due, or, maybe let's not attack this, they're gonna go, oh, see, I knew you guys were gonna say that we can't attack Biden. I knew you guys were just gonna simp for Biden the minute he gets in office. I'm like, and I'm going to be like, no, I'm not simping for Biden. When he does something dumb, I'm going to call it out. But by the same token, I'm not going to call him out when I think he did something good. But these people like Jimmy Dore, I promise you, the next 4 years is just going to be every single thing that Joe Biden does, Jimmy Dore is going to have a problem with it. No matter what. And that's what scares me about the left and how we're going to be able to handle these next 4 years. Because I think that if we had an effective left, we could get some change done. But these fucking political doomers are holding us back. And it's a problem. Anyway.
All right. I think we can shut the door on this topic.
Shut the door. You have any thoughts on that?
No. I think I've given everything I can say about this
dope
this whole situation.
Well,
I do want to give a short tease though, because one thing I actually want to talk about in the show tomorrow. We're gonna play why Andrew Yang is running. He announced his mayorship, his run for mayorship. So we're gonna talk a bit about that.
Hell yeah, dude! Yang for mayor.
I'd love to see it happen, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll talk about it more tomorrow, though. Yeah.
Hell yeah! Tune into Underhaven tomorrow night for some fucking Yang talk and some other shit. Gonna have a guest on. Gonna do some dope shit. It's gonna be a fun show.
All right, I'll bid you adieu. I'm gonna go make some mini corn dogs.
All right, peace out, yo.
Take it easy.
Okay. Yo, your evil boyfriend, you are on. What up? Yo.
All right, question 1. Am I heard?
Yeah, you sound kind of like low quality and quiet and far away.
Okay.
Your mic is garbage, yo. You're garbage, TJ. You're fucking garbage.
You fucking garbage. Fuck you. Fuck your mother.
Fuck you. Fuck your mother. Hell yeah.
Anyways, is that improved?
Yeah, that's better. What up? What up?
Shit, not much, man. Hell, kind of out of work at the moment. Been a little behind, staying out of the news, trying to find a job. So this 1800 bill, this is my first hearing of that.
1800? Oh, you mean the 1400?
Oh, right, $1,400 bill. Oh, fuck, I can't math right now.
Did you get your 600 yet?
600? No, I ain't got shit.
Damn. I know a lot of people haven't got it yet. Chess hasn't got it yet.
Hell, it'd help. Because honestly, that's the thing. I was really into that last segment between you and Annie. Because I mean, honestly, I'm not one to bitch and moan about $600 less. But at the same time, in current circumstances, 600 is the difference between next month's rent and homelessness.
Sure. But the thing is, I mean, you're going to get the 600 that Trump put through, and then you're going to get 1,400, hopefully, that Biden put through, and together it's going to be 2,000. And yeah, look, I get it. That extra 600 probably would help a lot of people. All I can say is, hopefully, after another month or two, Biden decides to put out another stimulus, and maybe it's 2,000. I don't know. Who knows? I
mean, fingers crossed on that. But the point you were making, being farsighted, is such a massive fucking deal when it comes to this kind of. I mean, if you want to be anywhere in or around the political chess game, you need to live by the core principle of chess. That is, think ahead.
Yeah. And
so 600 versus whatever trading 600 buys us, I'm concerned with the long game.
Yeah, I mean, well, because look, there's, like I said before, there's a lot of other good shit in that bill. There's unemployment increases. I think they're increasing unemployment payments by 600. It was either a month or a week. I don't remember. They're going to be extending the moratorium on rent till September. So or on eviction till September, so no one can get evicted. As Vosh pointed out, COVID might be almost mostly taken care of by then. There's a chance. So that's into that's a good portion. That's 3/4 into the year. That's a good long segment of this year that people don't have to worry about getting evicted. That's amazing. You know, increases to like food stamps and shit like that, like different programs. Like, yeah, it's $600 less than people were hoping it would be, but $1,400 and all those other things. And if we get that $15 minimum wage, holy fuck, that'll do a lot. That'll do a lot for this fucking country.
Having even just a part-time job that was for $15.50, that made a huge difference between having a full-time job that was just $12 way back when.
Yeah, and too, like there's some people will, even if you make more than $15 an hour right now, your wage will probably go up. Everyone's wage will probably go up. Like this will help everybody who's got a job. And you know, like there's a lot of good shit in here. There's a lot of good shit. It's not everything we wanted, but for all we know, that's why it's not a full 2,000, because it's like, well, okay, maybe someone ran the numbers and was like, okay, yeah, no, for this, no, in order to not go too high, like we have to, like, in order to get everything in we want, we got to like cut it by 600, whatever. I think they should have added the 600. I think they should have said, fuck the deficit, fuck the debt, let's give everyone a full 2,000. But you know, they didn't do it. Let's chill. Let's not act like this is the end of the world. Let's take the win where we get wins, and you know, learn to like.
By their logic, it's an amount of money going to every single citizen. So if they can save just pennies on the dollar of that dirty money, that's a difference to them.
Yeah, and I disagree with it, but again, we gotta learn to play politics, guys. I'm sick of these people who stand outside of the system, think they know everything, and think that like the only political tool that you could ever need to use is a hammer. Because that's basically the way people like Jimmy Dore think. It's just like, just attack the system with a hammer no matter what. It's like, I'm sorry, there's sometimes different shit that you have to do. Sometimes you don't get everything you want. Sometimes you gotta play the game, you gotta wheel and deal. That's how politics works. You need politicians who are, sure, not corrupt, but still know how to play politics. One of my biggest like annoyances with Kyle Kalinske, and I've noticed this more and more, but he's been saying this for a while, where it's just like anyone who plays the political game, he almost talks as them as if it's inherently a bad thing. Anytime Bernie would play politics, it's like, oh, why is he playing politics? Doesn't he know he should just fucking throw a bomb into the system and just like brute force his way into the presidency? Like, no, that's not gonna work. That never would have worked. You have to play the game. That's how you get ahead. That's how you get shit done.
What are you gonna do? But you know,
but
like you were going on about the impatience and the petulance in general with the left. I mean, especially because you know the demographic leans younger.
Sure. And
but that's absolutely one of the qualities I want to fucking hammer out of the community. Because it's I kind of equate it to hell, the parenthood instinct, the God, what do you call it? The neurochemical reaction. Just, it's the difference between seeing a baby and going aw, and seeing a baby and thinking, that's a human being that has to grow up in this world and see what it's like 30, 40, 50 fucking years down the line.
Yeah. Oh no, and that's again, that's one of the reasons I'm so against the commodification and infantilization of children. Like it's fucking ridiculous. Because you got to be able to look at someone as a human being. You got to be able to look at and which is why, by the way, I'm for abortion, because I don't want to force a fucking child to have to live through this shit. I'm pissed enough my parents forced me to have to live through this shit. Fuck bringing more lives to have to go through this garbage.
Yeah, I concur with that sentiment in several ways.
Yeah. Hey, I've long said
I'm
maybe once
I'm
this.
not for ruining a woman's body and life and the kids,
Yep.
all at once. It's a fucked up cycle.
Oh God, how far along of an abortion do you support? Yeah, probably into this till the end of the second trimester. Maybe in some situations in the third trimester. Depending on the health of the mother and whatnot. Yeah, but whatever. I could hear arguments for later term abortions. I'm not super against them. Honestly,
I'm honestly at this point sick of being in debates like, well, what if it's like it's the bride and she's comatose and she doesn't have time to give an answer?
Yeah,
like,
I really
fuck, man.
Look,
I don't have time to entertain this shit.
Yeah. Look, I view a fetus, I've said this for a long time, I don't view a fetus as a person. I view a fetus as a potential person. It's like planting a seed and a little sapling starts growing. It's not a tree yet, okay? You can even go in before the sapling even sprouts and comes up out of the ground. It's still growing. Its roots are like going to, you can say, you know what? Oh, I didn't want that seed planted there. I'm gonna uproot it. That's fine. You're not, and you're not like killing a tree. You're uprooting a seed before it can grow into a tree. So that's how I view a fetus. It doesn't have any experiences yet. It doesn't think yet. It doesn't feel yet. It hasn't done anything. And now, yeah, if it's old enough, I would say if it's old enough to live outside of the mother on its own, then it probably shouldn't be killed, because then it's
Yeah, pretty much.
Like if
I remember.
I think at 8 months,
nonsense being spread by coworkers saying late term abortions were legal. You know, if Biden wins, they're going to be legally allowed to just kill the baby after it's born. Like if the girl just says, "Oh, I've changed my mind," you can kill it right then and there.
Bullshit.
Like, did you know that's what's going to happen if Biden's elected?
The right likes to lie a lot. They just lie and lie and lie, and they never have any facts to back anything up.
They just keep their heads up their asses.
Yeah.
They don't listen to anybody else. They didn't listen to me when I said, when Trump loses, these motherfuckers are going to lose their heads. They're like, no, BLM does that. BLM riots and protests and vandalizes.
Oh, yeah, right-wingers would never, not in a million, even though they've been the ones threatening a violent revolution for as long as anyone can fucking remember. South will rise again! Confederacy forever! Fuck the North! Fuck the left! Fuck, like, they've changed it from fuck the North to now just fuck the left.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm never one to be the "I told you so" guy, despite what I just fucking said. So maybe I'm full of shit. Anyway, that aside, last time I called in around Halloween, I think it was, we kind of talked about things going Fallout.
I mean,
and given current events, I'm not saying things are definitely headed that way. I'm just saying, can you please validate me and say I'm not fucking crazy for stacking guns?
Look, I'll say this. Could there be some danger ahead? Could there be some like violent right-wing revolution, coup attempt, or civil war or some shit? Yeah, no, definitely. It's always a possibility. And if hoarding guns makes you feel better, then more power to you. And I do think now eventually there will be more violence enacted from the right, especially if we get like true socialist policies enacted. I don't know how, we're pretty far off from that, but until we get to the point where like every lefty will have to like take up arms to defend themselves from the fucking right-wing fascist mob who thinks that like socialism is destroying everything they love. I don't know when that'll happen, but when it does, like, yeah. I honestly, I don't know what you could do with a gun. I'm gonna say this, and I've said this for a while. If you go to any protest, please don't take a gun. Do not take guns to protests. I'm firmly against lefties doing that because I think it sets a precedent. It allows violence to be incited way quicker, and it lets the right smear us way harsher than they would be able to otherwise. So
here's the thing: would you view a difference between going to a rally with a pistol concealed in your waistband versus doing what righties do and going to a rally with like an AR or an AK slung over your shoulder? Do you view a difference there? Because I mean,
look, if your weapon is concealed and you never take it out unless you are actually, or people around you are actually in danger, then sure. But just keep in mind, okay, the minute one of us shoots one of them, or a cop, or anyone, even if one of us shoots one of our own by accident, the right will never let that go. And they will use that. They already take shit out of context constantly, trying to smear the left and Antifa and BLM and try to be like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, try to be like, oh, look how violent they are. Look how horrible they are. So I don't want to give them any ammunition in that area. So I'd say if it really makes you feel better to have like a weapon concealed, don't fucking pull it out unless you are actually in fucking danger. But here's the other thing also. If you're going to do that, also don't engage with cops, please. Because the minute you get into a confrontation with a cop and then they find out that you have a weapon on you, they're going to make that look so much.
The dynamic shifts instantly.
Yeah.
It has to.
And then you get Project Veritas trying to come out and be like, look how dangerous Antifa. That you get people like fucking Andy No, and you get these fucking fascist dipshits.
Oh yeah. If anything went down, you absolutely would be labeled Antifa, regardless of anything you say or do.
Yep. So I just think I think lefties need to be very fucking careful when it comes to this shit.
But I specified the question because both essentially make a different statement, especially if, and in all likelihood, nothing will go down.
Right.
Well, I mean, depending on the rally.
I just think,
but like I said, both of those make completely different statements, regardless of the actions of the user.
I'll be honest. I'm gonna say this, and I know it might not be the most popular sentiment ever, but. And look, I know it's not the most desirable outcome, but think of it this way. If you don't have a gun and you do get attacked and whatever, I'm not saying like I want to see lefties get killed or whatever. Definitely not. I want them to defend themselves. But first of all, adding guns to the situation.
I'd take jail over martyrdom any fucking day.
Yeah.
I personally, I want to live.
Sure, but that's also why adding a gun into the mix does escalate things pretty damn quickly, and it gives the cops a justification to shoot at you. Which is why more than likely, if you don't have a gun, you're probably not going to get killed at one of these things. Avoid the cops at all costs. Don't get into any if there's conflicts going on with the police and other protesters, don't get involved, especially if you have a gun, because that'll just escalate the situation. Because look, as much as I don't like people being martyred, and I don't want people to die, but I do think if people are on our side are injured and it shows that like we don't fight back with guns and shit, we're the ones being attacked and we're not even like fighting back with violence, I think that puts forth a better narrative than if like...
See, the thing is, I'm not sure with the fact that they can keep their heads up their asses, stay in their bubble, ostrich, the way the media can spin anything any way they want. I don't know that the MLK, Gandhi, silent intimidation tactics really work anymore.
I'm not saying we gotta be silent or anything, but like...
I'm not advocating arming an insurrection. A lot of people have accused me of that. That's not necessarily what I'm doing. When I say arming and protection for my people, I mean, like, my friends, our families, everybody I fucking know, everybody I'm fucking gonna know, the future generations, my people.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you want to collect guns to defend your community and your family and friends and shit, you have a right to do that. Just don't go Rittenhousing it up and go from state to state being like, I'm going to protect the streets of this city,
Fuck that guy, and fuck everything that he stands for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are not Batman, and even if we were, that motherfucker only like edgelord versions use guns, for fuck's sake.
Someone in the chat makes a point. Without Malcolm X, there would not have been an MLK. Look, I understand that, and I agree with that. And I'm not. This is okay. Look, I'm not against people using like extreme rhetoric. I don't engage in it myself. I don't. That's not the tactic I prefer. Some people out there might. I do go the more MLK route, and I'm not saying that someone who goes the Malcolm X route doesn't have value. I just don't know how effective it is, other than to serve the same purpose that Malcolm X did for MLK, and basically be the extreme version of this that those of us who are maybe a little more pragmatic can say, look, those people over there are mad. We get why they're mad. We're coming at this with a more pragmatic, more moderate approach, And well, when really we're being we're just as extreme in our like what we want done as they are, just not in the methods, right? So I do think there can be value to that, because that's basically the function that Malcolm X, because a lot of people saw Malcolm X being really extreme, and then they're like, oh, I don't like that, and then they heard MLK and it was like, oh, okay, this makes sense, So yeah.
And if you listen to the man himself, his later works admit, I made mistakes. The way I went about things was not perfect. Hell, he straight up admits the whole leaning into Islam thing was a straight up fucking mistake.
Look, but, I'm gonna say this. I hate Islam with a goddamn passion. I hate all religion, but I'm gonna say this as a black person growing up in the '60s, which I can only imagine. Look, I can even empathize with black people growing up today who gravitate towards Islam because it seems because it's not the white man's religion. Christianity has been.
Oh yeah, Christianity was absolutely pushed on them like during slavery.
Yeah,
it was forced upon them.
I find it funny. We talk black Republicans like to talk about the Democratic plantation that black people are stuck on. What about the Christian plantation that a lot of black people are still stuck on? I know maybe that's a little controversial to say, but I think everyone, regardless of your race,
community right now in the community, a lot of black families have it in their head that to be viewed as a good black boy, you have to be church attending and you have to not swear and shit like that.
Yeah.
You can't dress and be about the hood or whatever. You can't listen to certain music or whatever.
Yeah, no.
It's still so much about image because of the whole Puritanism bullshit.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm against that shit. I'm against all religion, but like I said, look, I can kind of empathize with black people being like, you know what? Fuck Christianity. I'm gonna go to Islam because this is like this is a more the whatever. Like I still think it's dumb. I think black nationalism is dumb. Well, depends what you mean by black nationalism, but if it means this, if it's just the inverse of white nationalism, yeah, it's dumb. I am fully aware, by the way, that there are some people who use the term black nationalist that don't mean the same thing as when someone calls themselves a white nationalist. There's a lot of nuance there, okay? I'm not getting into that. But yeah, so and yeah, no, like again, Malcolm X, he did admit he made a lot of mistakes, and that's why like I don't agree with the violence necessarily, because I do think optically it makes us look bad, but I don't mind if there's another more violent wing of the left that's a little more extreme. I'm not going to join in them on their extremism. In fact, I'm going to be the counterbalance. I strive to be a part of the counterbalance to what they're doing. They want to go full extreme, full violence, whatever. I want to say, guys, here's how we can do this without violence. Here's how we can be part of a movement that pushes forward civil liberties without the use of violence. And I think the more people see that,
I'm all for that. I think that point of view is absolutely 100% necessary.
Yeah.
And the thing is, my brand of extremism, like I have always preached self-defense. I feel that, I mean, especially since, guns and violence. It's so fucking ingrained in our culture. I think a part of that needs to be embraced and normalized to the point where trigger discipline is just second nature to anybody who picks up a weapon.
Oh, absolutely. Unfortunately, that's not the
Like,
case
I
for a lot of
think
people.
I think future generations, people ought to know not just their weapons, their fucking bodies. I preach self-defense in all things.
Yeah. See, here's the problem, though. When it comes to trigger discipline, not even cops engage in proper trigger discipline. So how can we expect...
Oh my god, yes. We've all seen fucking instructors fire off live rounds in class. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So
why is that not already empty?
Yeah, I'm all for guns. I think we need... honestly, look, I don't know how you feel about this. I think we need regulations. I think we need gun licenses. I could even be look, I used to say every gun should be registered. I don't necessarily think that anymore, but I do think in order to be able to legally own and operate a gun, you should have a license, similar to how you have to have a license to drive a car. I also think you should have to have a license to have children, which is a whole other topic, but yeah, I think these things, not just, I think you should have to take classes. You should have to be well instructed on the safety of these things and how to operate these things. No one should be allowed to buy a gun without taking a gun safety course first. Okay? No one. And maybe that's all you should need to get a gun license. Well, I think there should be a background check involved too. But yeah, take a gun safety course, have your background check. Within a couple of weeks or whatever, you get your gun license, and then you have free reign to go buy all the fucking guns you want.
Yeah, and things like that make sense, but there's laws in place we have right now that absolutely fucking do not, which is why I've told people time and time again, I've never advocated for gun control. I advocate for weapon law reform. I want shit that actually makes sense and doesn't impede citizens. Shit that actually does help, distinguish us from fucking criminals, not, tax us out the ass and make us wait for months on end.
By the way, Rose Black, guns actually do have numbers on them, although I'm not... correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's a required thing for manufacturers, like, across the board. There's no... If a gun is manufactured and has no numbers on it, that shit was made... That is pure black market. That was made by hand.
Now, the problem is there's not exactly checks and balances when it comes to transferring the ownership of that gun. You could buy a gun and have it traced back to you, but then be like, oh, I'm going to give this to my nephew for his birthday, or I'm going to sell this at a gun show. So...
And honestly, I do appreciate that to some extent, but I do see the inherent danger therein.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I don't think giving guns to minors is ever a good idea. I think, at the very least, especially I understand there's rural communities and shit. Maybe we should have different gun laws depending on the state or depending on where you're living. But for the most part, I think, at the very least, let's let people be at least 16 before they can get a gun license. I mean, maybe they can have
I get where you're coming from in terms of, age and all that. But at the same time, if education is proper before Hollywood bullshit sets in, then maybe kids wouldn't be so eager to play with guns like they're toys.
Sure. Look, I think, if you're a parent and you have a gun, you have guns, and you want to teach your child, and they're under 16 or whatever, you want to teach them about guns, you want to teach them how to shoot, that's fine. You want to let them shoot in your supervision, that's fine. But the minute that child is caught with a gun outside of the supervision of the parent needs to be held fully accountable. Because, and by the way, here's another thing I have, and I think this is I know a lot of people also find this controversial, but if a minor goes on a school shooting or whatever, goes on a shooting rampage, I want to start absolutely holding the parents accountable to some level, on some level.
The legal guardians are not paying a fine. They are either accepting jail time or losing their fucking kid.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. and their gun license. Yeah, I am so sick of like these parents. What could have possibly went wrong? It's like, dude, your kid is a fucking sociopath that went and fucking shot people. And I'm sorry, no, there's almost always something you could have done better.
Decision after bad decision on the parents' part.
Yeah, I think it should, at the very least, if something like this happens, the parent should be investigated too. And depending on what that investigation uncovers, the parent should be held at least partially accountable. We do shit like that because then if you have that, like parents will be less likely to leave their fucking guns around where their kids can get them.
Yeah, like I said, like I always say, fucking training and safes should be standard and fucking already accounted for.
Yeah. Maybe for a different time, but kids' minds are melted to hot slag by modern internet culture. I can foresee the catch a bullet challenge. You know what?
Oh my god. How's that not fucking happened already?
Let's not give the internet any ideas, okay? I mean, people have already done shit like that. Remember the chick who thought a book could catch a bullet and killed her husband or boyfriend or whatever?
Oh god damn it!
Yeah, dude. This is why, again, people need anyone who you should not be allowed to buy a gun without having had some kind of training, some kind of safety training prior. Like, everyone should know what
available to fucking everybody.
Everyone should know what a bullet will and won't penetrate. Everyone, if you have a gun, everyone should know that. Everyone should know the proper how to disarm a gun, how to reload it properly, how to clean it, how to keep the safety on, this and that, everything. But yeah. Let's see. I'm probably gonna penetrate. I'm probably gonna wrap this shit up soon here. Do you have any final?
Penetrate.
Yeah, dude.
You know, it's funny to bring this shit back to kind of a racial radical place. It's funny. I just remembered something. So, growing up around middle school age, we were suburb kids, but the neighbors we hung out with were mixed and black, and visiting other communities and, you know, interacting with certain family members, I saw racism was still a thing at a certain point. So at one point, you know, and this is obviously fucking stupid and LARPy, especially at the time, I bring a couple of our black friends in the neighborhood over, and I'm like, we're gonna start focusing on working out now, because we got to grow up to fight the KKK.
God.
Yeah, my little dumbass is like, I'm gonna fucking radicalize these niggas, and we're gonna be superheroes.
Oh God.
But you know, it's so fucking stupid and LARPy. But I mean, you know, I kind of realize now my heart really was, you know, kind of in the right place, and I've always been a kind of a radical little shit.
Sure. Yeah, no, I see.
And that wasn't fucking pertaining to anything. Just, you know, I just remembered that shit.
Yeah. No, trust me, I see you wanting to radicalize people and shit. You know, it's funny because like I grew up thinking that like racism was over, even though like.
Oh yeah.
I thought racism was over because, you know, I would see black people on TV. You know, I saw like it was mostly TV, you know, like, oh yeah, there's rich black people on TV, and there's
we grow up
black celebrities
with Will Smith and Eddie Murphy everywhere, and we think everybody's cool now.
I mean, also I went to a lot of black churches growing up too, so in black churches,
was that honestly as fun as movies make it seem?
Sometimes
I've never gotten to go.
Sometimes, honestly, I went to mostly Pentecostal churches, so they're not like the classic, like I don't know what you'd call them, like they're not exactly like the kind of churches you'd see in movies and shit. You know, they don't sing like what do they call them, the Negro spirituals anymore or anything like that. I didn't go to those types.
If you've ever seen Blues Brothers,
yeah,
the James Brown scene is the shit.
Yeah. But no, I went to more like modernized black churches where we sang more like contemporary music and shit, but people would get fucking hyped and be dancing in the aisles and, you know,
way more into it than white yuppies.
Yeah.
Way less about their image.
So anyway, like growing up, going to black churches and shit, having a lot of black friends and shit, I thought, yeah, there's no racism. Like, I'm friends with plenty of black people. Even though I would go home and hear my mom say like overtly racist shit, like if you kids ever bring home a black person, I will disown you. She literally said that to me. To me and my sister, if either of us date a black person, she would disown us. And I remember being like, wait, why?
Fuck,
and
she would have hated me. My first little girlfriend was mixed.
My first girlfriend wasn't black, but the girl I lost my virginity to was. And looking back, I probably did that on purpose just to piss off my mom. But like,
God, you are a white chick.
I am. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I thought it was over. I just thought, okay, yeah, some people have some weird... Like, that's the thing, though. My parents had weird ideas when it came to race, and I just thought, oh, yeah, that's normal. You know? Having weird... Referring to black people in weird ways, viewing them as different from us inherently, because, of course, they must be, but we still respect them, you know? Yeah, they're...
I mean, the fear-mongering of past generations, they're not gonna erase that shit. That's instinct.
Yeah.
The lion's not gonna stop thinking a hyena is gonna take its shit.
It took me like zooming out and taking like a wider look at things to be like, okay, yeah, no, there is definitely racism. There's systemic racism, there's social racism, and this shit is not over. And anyone who wants to act like it is, I'm sorry, you're just fucking ignorant to shit. And maybe that's because, again, you probably grew up like I did, where, you know, hey, you were friends with black kids growing up. You thought, yeah, we're all equal here. There's no difference. But, like, you got to look outside your bubble in order to see the shit that's going on. A lot of people don't, especially right-wing conservative Christians. Like,
yeah, it's easier said than done. It really is, because at the end of the day, it's looking and experiencing things outside of your bubble is also experiencing and coming to grips with the part of yourself that you're not comfortable with.
Yep. It's true, yo.
Like a part of facing and understanding other people is facing the mirror.
That's the thing. I had to admit,
a lot of conservative fucks are like closeted.
Yep. That's the thing. I had to admit to myself, you know what? Look, I'm not racist. I'm not racist in the classical sense, I should say. I don't hate black people. I don't have a negative hateful prejudice towards black people, but have I been raised to believe some weird things about black people and have some weird implicit biases? Yeah, I did. And
yeah, systemic racism has ingrained some stereotyping in the back of your brain, and
absolutely.
That's just unavoidable.
Yeah. So you got to admit that. You got to recognize that for what it is and learn to fight it. You know, I'm going to leave y'all with this thought. There's a song by, I don't know if you've listened to the rapper Macklemore before. He has a song called White Privilege Part 2. Because he originally did a song about white privilege like back near the...
I was just thinking about how I only remember like 2 of that dude's songs, and I was thinking, whatever happened to that shaved head motherfucker? Like, he had flow.
Oh yeah, he's dope. He's really based. I really enjoy him. He's got some really great shit. But yeah, so his song White Privilege Part 2, I remember when it first came out. It was during the when Black Lives Matter was first like really big. He made a song about kind of being conflicted whether or not he should join in the protests. And then, you know, a white woman comes and like, oh, I love your music. You know, it's so positive. And it's not like that.
He got fucking backlash when he first came out.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, anyway, I remember like listening to this song, okay, and listening to its conclusions. And I remember getting really offended by it and being like, why would he make this pro BLM song, you know? And because I was more of a reactionary at the time. I was an anti-SJW, and I was like, this is SJW propaganda. And I was listening to that song the other day, and it literally brought me to tears for a number of reasons, because I had such like a really backwards view of it and a really uncharitable view of like anything like race related, because I was just an anti-SJW. I thought just SJW shit. And I realized like a lot of people think that way. A lot of people, they don't hear the message, they don't hear the emotion and the actual like shit that's going on. They don't they just hear
especially if they're just looking for an escapist beat for a good time.
Yeah. But they just hear that shit and they hear culture war. And we need to learn to, like, I don't know, dude. We gotta, like, stress the difference in people between culture war shit and, like, actual social justice, actual civil rights. Because just fucking, I don't know, having, like, these uncharitable takes and it's kind of gross. It's kind of like I'm really, like, disappointed in myself and the way I viewed things. It's really uncharitable because now I look back at it and I'm like, damn, like, this, everything said in this song is so true. And I do urge you guys to go listen to it. White Privilege 2 by Macklemore. It's a great song. And I'm just like, there was something there. There was something that blocked my ability to see this song for what it was and view it as inherently negative. And we got to realize a lot of people on the right still think that way. And it doesn't make them bad people, but we got to work on pulling them over. And optics is important. We can't look like crazy people because that's gonna help the narrative that, oh my God, BLM are just fascists.
Yeah, they hear something like white privilege too, and they get defensive, they get offended, and pointing and name calling isn't gonna help break them out of that.
Yeah, we gotta learn to we gotta get to people on, like, a human level. We gotta connect with people. It's very important.
Anyway, I'm not over my timer, am I?
I'm actually gonna wrap up the show here in a minute anyway.
Oh,
so.
right on.
But no, I enjoy when you call in. We always have some interesting discussions.
For real, I appreciate you having me. We do usually have some good times, especially when Chess is on. She's got some good thoughts and she's a good fact checker.
Oh yeah, she is. Hopefully we'll do another stream together here soon. And I know she's working on some shit for her channel as well.
Yeah, her stream with you guys, TJ and Chess, that was some wild horny shit.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. By the way, if anyone hasn't seen that yet, Animancer posted up some a clipped version of it on his channel. It's pretty fucking dope, dude. TJ legit said it was
Took
one of the
time
best.
To edit for you ungrateful fucks.
Yeah, dude. TJ legit said it was one of the best things he's ever done on YouTube. So if that's not a glowing endorsement, I don't know what is. All right, y'all.
Well,
thanks for chilling, yo.
Let you go.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having me on. This was the shit. I kind of need to get this out.
Fuck yeah, dude. Feel free to call in anytime.
Oh, and for anyone who's in the chat, Blatherskite. Yeah, the Blatherskite is what I'm currently fucking under, rebranded from Tsar of Wokachikistan.
Dope.
Yeah, I know it gets confusing, and I got a million fucking running gags from a million fucking friend groups, but whatever. The Blatherskite.
Dope. It's still based, yo. All right. See you.
All right. See you around, Jamie. Have a good one.
Peace. All right, guys. We need more chess. I agree. We'll look. Like I said, if depending on what happens on Sunday, me and Chess might do a stream together. We'll see. But yeah, guys, it's been great. Been a fun show. But I gotta go make dinner. So I'll see y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Don't miss Underhaven tomorrow. At like what is it? When are we doing it? Like 8 p.m. my time? Or 8 p.m. Annie's time? I don't know. Whatever. Tomorrow evening, okay? We'll be doing a show. Underhaven tomorrow. Don't miss it. Join the Discords, all of that shit. Join the Patreon. I need more patrons, yo. That shit again, guys. Again. Guys. Join my Patreon. Join my fucking Patreon, or I'ma send Bernie after you, dude. I'ma send Gangsta Bernie after your asses, yo. It's a dope patron, only $2. Best Patreon, yo. Best Patreon ever. Okay, I love you guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow in Underhaven. Peace out and piss off, yo. Peace out and piss off.